Recap of the Rookie Season 8 Episode 9, Gray learns a tragic truth while Nyla makes a comeback as T.O. The Rookies episode this week was really enjoyable. I was grateful for the laughter that lessened the suffering caused by the drama taking place. I never in my life imagined that one of my favorite relationships would begin to fail, yet here we are. The Return of T.O. Nyla. In addition to returning to her uniform as a punishment for her behavior, Nyla has been assigned to train Miles, who recently returned to work. The fact that Tim and Nolan, John Nolan, of all people, tried to advise Nyla on how to teach Miles struck me as humorous. Both Tim and John would be dead if appearances could kill. I have always appreciated Nyla's approach to teaching beginners. Although she gives off the impression of being tough, she has consistently strengthened her rookies. For example, she taught Lucy how to fight in a way that a guy could not. Or how she was able to intervene while Aaron was being shunned by almost everyone who was aware of his trial. As I've previously stated, Miles is a decent police officer, but he appears to like going rogue to demonstrate his goodness. It's clear that he's being a little more circumspect in this episode following his previous transgression that led to his suspension. Nyla chooses to switch roles for the day. She would be the rookie and Miles would be her T.O., knowing that this may be a possibility with him and potentially harmful. Miles appeared to want to answer nearly every phone that came in. Nyla, perplexed as to why they weren't jumping on the calls, explained that not every call called for their participation. She advised him to consider the location of the calls, the situation, and the best course of action rather than jumping on a call right away. Basically, before hurrying to the action, take your time and evaluate the circumstance. The revolutionary crossover. This segment of the episode was really enjoyable to me. I promise that I have never witnessed a bunch of people turn a risky scenario into a hilarious masterpiece. It was a very light-hearted scene where they had to look at a lineup to see if they could identify a possible suspect. Nolan was reunited with Dash, an old acquaintance, thanks to this wonderful bunch of people. A few months ago, he assisted Nolan when he was pursuing an Oscar. This time, he was able to assist Nolan on a case by being present when a text was unintentionally sent to him, demonstrating that the heist was staged. It turns out that the robbery was prearranged, but Sam didn't think real robbers would show up when a casting breakdown called for persons who could pass for robbers. However, he recognized his error as soon as he spoke it aloud. To be honest, this was a fantastic diversion from what we all anticipated. Wade and Luna. Usually, the woman is the one who is betrayed, but in this instance, it's the other way around. Is what Luna did considered cheating? Sure. Gray's thoughts started to stray when he saw that Luna appeared to be a touch too close to one of her coworkers. He doesn't discover a desiccated rose and a pair of men's sunglasses until he is back in Luna's car, which he was taking in to be mended because he is an incredible husband. Playing it smooth, he brings the sunglasses in and shows them to Oliver, Luna's coworker, who claims them. Gray required that affirmation. What was happening between Oliver and Luna, then? When Gray approached Luna about it, she admitted that nothing had transpired between them but that she was attracted to him and had feelings for him that she had no intention of pursuing. Pardon me, Luna. She would have informed Gray that nothing was going on between them and left it there if this had no significance. It was quite ambitious of her to state that she feels something for him and is drawn to him, but she doesn't intend to act on it and expects Gray to accept this response. The only evidence required was her reluctance when Gray instructed her to inform him that her feelings for him had ended. No, she cheated on him emotionally rather than physically. Yes, Luna was unfaithful. Gray was not deserving of this. I have no idea how they will recover from this. Bradford Chin Group Discussions. I appreciate Lucy's efforts to encourage Tim to speak with his mother in particular. Knowing that Tim's relationship with his mother had been tense for a while, Lucy made every effort to persuade him to phone her. Even though I was frustrated that I wanted to spend this episode with Lucy, I appreciate that she made an effort to show Tim that she is there for him. She could see that he is trying to figure out how to start a relationship with his mother. When Tim finally contacted his mother at the end of the day, they had a lengthy conversation, and I couldn't help but notice how happy Tim was afterward. It's a lovely thing to witness, and I'm sure he's not used to someone caring about him as much as Lucy does. I hope this dynamic between them keeps happening. In the Monday, March 2nd, episode of the ABC drama, The Rookie Meets Dropout's Game Changer, and for one of the show's couples, the humor serves as a pleasant counterpoint to the stress. Nolan, Nathan Fillion, runs into someone from his past during that crossover. Concurrently, star visitors Tyler Ritter and Charles Michael Davis portray, respectively, a suspect whose innocence is established in that case and a hospital physician who treats Gray's, Richard T. Jones, wife, Luna, Angel Parker. There will be spoilers for The Rookie Season 8 Episode 9. Let's begin with the tragic. When Oliver Ashton Davis, a new physician at the hospital, arrives with Luna, Gray notices at once how well they get along. Even worse, he discovers a rose and men's sunglasses when he enters Luna's vehicle to take it to the mechanic for her. When he tells Nolan about it, the cop says he is certain it has no significance. But for Gray, it seems like something. He is given the option of talking to his wife or snooping, and Nolan suggests the former. Gray visits the hospital to ostensibly do that during lunch, only to observe Oliver and Luna laughing together before becoming extremely attached to a few patients. Oliver is asked about the sunglasses by Gray as he works on them. Gray tells him he found them in the hallway after the doctor claims they are his. Later, as they are leaving the hospital, Gray inquires as to if there is a problem between her and Oliver, and Luna wonders if he is all right. She does feel something for him, but she first seems a little defensive when he shares the upshot he discovered, claiming nothing has transpired. She emphasizes that she wasn't searching for it and that she didn't think about anybody else during their marriage. However, in the last year, her life has changed as a result of finishing school and landing a job. She admits that she is drawn to Oliver, but she didn't intend to act on it and might have resolved the issue without him ever realizing it. He acknowledges, "I do know, it's breaking my heart." Oliver leaves after she is unable to tell him right away that whatever she feels is over for him. Gray then phones Nolan from the hotel bar where he would be staying to inform him that he and Luna are in a difficult situation and that he is unsure of their future. After pausing to relish the fact that Jenna Dewan's Bailey is back from Washington, D.C., Nolan follows him. Sam Reich, Vic Michaelis, Jacob Wysocki, Zach Oyama, and Anna Garcia appear in the Game Changer crossover as people who were there when two individuals robbed them at gunpoint. As they make their statements to Nolan and Selena, Lee Seth Chavez, they also heavily lean into the improv humor. However, a recognizable face aids them in cracking the case. When Oscar, Matthew Glave, abducted Nolan in the Season 7 finale, Nyla, Mikia Cox, deployed dashes, Beckett Hawley, drone. After he and his mother went to Los Angeles so she could work as a hand model, he found a part-time job with them. Mark's girlfriend verifies his alibi, and he is the one who discovers Mark's, Ritter, wallet on the scene. Additionally, he is the one who shows Nolan the text that solves the case after everyone leaves him at the police station when he drives them there for the lineup. Sam unintentionally texts him, not the robbers, that they weren't intended to steal anything for real. When Nolan interrogates Sam, he reveals that he was attempting to hire actors to portray robbers for a stunt for the show and unintentionally obtained actual thieves. Additionally, Tim, Eric Winter, is still working on his relationship with his mother, and Lucy, Melissa O'Neill, is encouraging him to make amends as his mother frequently texts their group chat. He muted it. In the end, the mother and son have a lengthy phone call during which they discuss not only that but also his job, his early years, and Lucy. Oh, and Lucy is currently in a group chat with his sister and mother, two people who have old Tim pictures. Yes, he will locate his prom dress in powder blue for her. Although The Rookie brought humor to the episode, there was still space for emotional drama. The Dropout TV crossover was somewhat more successful than The Rookie's Ghost Files cameo in Season 7, but the episode's overall humorous coherence was lacking. It was unexpected to make Reich the real crime perpetrator, unintentionally, of course. The funniest part was watching Nolan and Selena Juarez engage with the Dropout comedians. The guests were able to laugh because the Rookie regulars handled the challenging task of playing it straight and irritated. Although it might not have been as successful, the cold interaction between Harper and Penn was probably an effort at humor as well. After all, both characters' futures with the LAPD are seriously threatened. There were several humorous moments in Penn's sincere attempts to learn from his blunders. However, some fans may find Harper's persistent fury and bitterness at her relegation, in name only, more annoying than humorous. Penn and Harper answered a call about a deadly bank robbery. After a security guard shot a young couple, one of them passed away after surgery. The survivor's grandmother participated in the crime as well. The suspects were sympathetic, as is typical for the Rookie. The young woman was deeply in debt, as was her partner. In the meantime, two unfortunate illegal, ghost gun, producers were depicted for comedic effect, but the story's romantic tension overshadowed the fun. Two of the most unexpected characters had major romantic issues, although it had been coming for a while. Wade Gray has been set up for either a leave or personal issues by the Rookie since season 4. The latter appears to have been the show's decision 4 years later. Luna, his wife, developed affections for Charles Michael Davis's character, Dr. Oliver Ashton, the new cast member. Wade was aware that something wasn't right between them throughout the entire episode, and his confrontation with Luna at the end of the show resulted in their breakup. One of the Rookie's greatest characters, Gray, has been absent for the most of Season 8 due to his leave as watch commander for a task force. However, over time, Gray's marriage suffered as a result of his hard hours and dedication to the LAPD. Luna started a new job this year, and she is now the one putting her work ahead of her marriage. Therefore, even though she literally flirted with cheating on Wade, their breakup is unexpected and well-earned. It works so well because they've never been a romantic focal point on the show. The first season of The Rookie represents the show in its most unpolished state. But Gray's overt animosity toward Nolan is a recurring theme in those early episodes. The fact that Gray phones Nolan following his altercation with Luna may still come as a surprise to seasoned watchers. It makes sense. Gray and Nolan are comparable in age due to the cast. Before he became a police officer, Nolan also went through a divorce. The former commander has an opportunity to strengthen his bond with Nolan as the show delves into this issue between Gray and his wife, which may keep him on the show when his task force duty concludes. The Rookie plays with the format of the show while continuing to explore its characters. Regarding Tim Bradford's road of repentance, his parents remained a major unanswered question. Bradford's last encounter with his father, who is most likely dead from alcoholism-related issues, was unusually severe. At last, the Rookie introduced his mother, and although she is no longer living with him, their relationship is changing. However, instead of undermining his renewed infatuation with Lucy Chen, it simply keeps Chen Ford stronger, much to the pleasure of the fans. Harper's duty returning to patrol and training is the most significant change. It was an inspired decision to focus Nolan's police career on training, keeping the format of the Rookie while removing him from the title, boot. Harper probably won't be in uniform for very long because Penn has another 6 months of training. As a result, Nolan is able to ride with other characters like Juarez and Chen while also appending the series. He is most effective as a character while molding young officers, although it can be interesting to observe him with other members of the cast. Nolan has more time to work with the task force and share scenes with Gray now that Harper is training Penn. By matching the actors in intriguing ways, this format change keeps the program current and maximizes its potential. This will not only help the Rookie maintain its popularity on streaming services and generate respectable numbers, but it also keeps viewers in the dark about what makes the show function. Even while fun and games may not have had the best mix between comedy and drama, it nevertheless demonstrates the cast's versatility.